everyone, welcome back to a new video. So today I'm just gonna do a simple get ready with me plus a little chat about self-love, self-improvement, and all that kind of stuff, because that's the kind of stuff I want to work on this year. So I kind of just wanted to do like an intro chat about it before I start making a lot of videos about it. So yeah, so we're just gonna do a little get ready with me. Also, I cut my own hair the other night and it doesn't look bad actually. I just cut like a couple inches off because I have so many dead ends and I was like, ugh, I just needed to do something that night. So anyway, let's get started. Alright, so for moisturizer, I'm going to be using the oil-free moisturizer from Neutrogena for combination skin. I've been using it for forever, so if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know it's my go-to. So let's talk about, I didn't really plan this out, I just kind of was like, I kind of want to put my makeup on, and I kind of want to film it kind of thing, but I don't want to do it, like take it too seriously. I just wanted to have fun. So I don't have any like notes that I want to cover, but when do I ever have notes when I film a video? Self-love, let's talk about it. If you remember, at the beginning of 2017, I made a video called, I think it was something like learning to be vulnerable or learning vulnerability or something like that, because I wanted to focus on self-love in 2017, and I feel like that's exactly what I did. And while I feel like I've made great progress, it was also like one of the hardest years of my life, I think, because as you know, I've been dealing with my anxiety, and then being told that I have seasonal depression. Oh, my bad. Being told that I have seasonal depression and stuff like that. It was just a lot to handle, a lot to take in, and then starting for the first time ever in my entire life of dealing with anxiety, I decided to get on medication. That was a journey, but I feel like I'm in a good place now. So 2017, I was like, I want to focus on myself mentally, I want to focus on myself physically and my soul, and like I just wanted to focus on me, and I did that, and I feel like the worst of it has passed. I feel like there are like certain steps that you have to go through to get to that point where you can fully love yourself. I in no way think that I am fully there yet, but I do feel like I've made great progress. I feel like the first thing you have to do is like accept where you are in life, accept that maybe you have some low confidence issues, low self-esteem. You have to accept the things that you don't like about yourself and admit to yourself that you don't like those things, because sometimes me personally anyway, sometimes I don't like the way I look, and I would just I would never say it out loud, but it was always a thought in the back of my head. And I think learning to come to terms with, maybe I don't like the way I look or the way I present myself, or like why is that, like searching the reasons why I felt that way was like a journey for me. And like with multiple things, it wasn't the only thing that I was dealing with, obviously my mental health too. I would go into situations and feel very anxious, and I would have to search my soul and my mind and figure out why does this make me anxious, and brought up a lot of things from my past, and things that I have to learn how to deal with, and things that I eventually want to make videos about once I get through the process of dealing with them on my own. I want to share those stories that I have from my life that have affected me eventually, but probably not anytime soon. Let's do foundation. Okay. If you know me, you know that I change foundations a lot, just because I can never find one. I can never find one that works for me fully, like the best coverage, the best for my skin type, like stuff like that. Especially color matching. I don't know if you can tell, but I have like redness in my skin, like very rosy cheeks. Up here a little bit, but on my chin I do, and it's just weird. I have a very weird skin tone, and some of it has to do with like acne scars and like stuff like that, so it's really hard to find a good color match for me. Well, I recently tried the MAC Studio Fix Fluid, oh my god, the MAC, What is wrong with me? The MAC Studio Fix Fluid in the shade NW10, and it's I think it's supposed to be a light to medium coverage. I have found it to be a medium coverage that's buildable, if that makes sense. What is the word? It doesn't, you know, when it sits on your face for a little while and it starts to get darker or orangier, oxidize. This one doesn't oxidize that much to me. It's still a little off of my color, but in my entire life, this is probably the one that's been the best, matched me the best. So that's the foundation I'm going to be using. Oh, I'm supposed to shake this one. Anyways, and I'm going to be using my big fancy bag of brushes. I'm going to be using my Real Techniques, what is this called? The Expert Face Brush. I really need to wash it, but you know what? We're just not going to worry about that today. Alright. I feel like I'm at the end of step 1 of loving myself, you know, starting to accept where you are, who you are, and learning to love the parts of you that are scary to love, like the parts of you that have been hurt by people or situations, or, you know, the scars. The scars are hard to love, and I think I'm kind of towards the end of that. I'm learning to love everything that comes with me. And I think that's really important. I think it's probably the hardest step so far for me, is learning to love the scars. I don't know what step 2 would be. I guess step 2, it's going to be different for everyone, I think. I think step 2 for me is going to be, my anxiety got worse as I was going through, you know, the motions, and I had a lot of big changes happen to me. Not to me. Okay, that's probably one thing I need to change, is I don't want things to happen to me, I want them to happen for me, you know what I mean? I had a lot of big changes happen for me. I got a new job, like first, you know, job in my career out of college, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, it's a really great opportunity. I love my job, it's fun. I get to do creative things, you know. Graduating was, I thought I had the attitude of peace out, like not gonna miss this place, you know, because I spent 5 years there. But it wasn't school that I missed. It's like seeing my friends every single day and them being right down the hallway, like, you know what I mean? It's weird. When did it stop recording? Okay. The camera stopped recording, but I don't know when it stopped recording, and I feel like I really laid out some great knowledge there. So, sorry if it missed a whole lot. I don't know where it cut off or anything. But to quickly recap, step 1 of loving yourself. Learning to love your scars. Step 2, learning to break comfort zones. And now we're on step 3. Step 3, I think, is learning to be vulnerable. Learning to open up about how you're really feeling, opening up about the things that bother you, opening up about the things in your past that you're still holding on to. And that's where I want to be able to get to, where I can finally, because I feel like once I share all of those things that have been so built up in the back of my mind and really been holding me back, I feel like I'll have like a weight lifted off of me. So I can't wait to get to that point, but I'm not gonna push myself or rush myself. So yeah, so you may have some really like intense videos coming from me this year if I get to that point, because I have a lot of things that I already planned to talk about that I want to just put out in the open, because I know that I'm not the only person who has dealt with it. But these videos that I'm talking about are not going to be easy to film, and when I say not easy, I mean not easy to actually make myself sit down and film them, because it's very vulnerable stuff. Like, it's showing people your scars, and your scars are hard to show. So I don't know, but I'll get there. All right, I can't find my setting powder, but I've done my foundation and my concealer. So we're just gonna move on. I don't know what else. So far, that's the only 3 steps I can think of. I'm sure there's more. I don't know, self-love is probably the best / worst journey that I've ever been on. Just because, but I don't regret making the decision to do that, like to grow as a person, because I just feel better. Yeah, it got worse for months, but I mean, now that I'm through it, it's all for the better. I mean, okay, so for my eyebrows, I've decided to go ahead and do my eyes. For the eyebrows, I'm gonna do the NYX eyebrow gel. This is like waterproof, long lasting, and honestly, I'm just gonna tell you right now, this stuff is amazing. I don't have autofocus on my camera, so I don't know if you can really see it. Anyway, I need to do camera. This is in the shade Chocolate. It's number 2. So, all right, and it does not take much. Let me tell you, I'm gonna put a tiny bit on my hand, because I used to have these little cups that I would put it in, and now I don't have any, and I don't know where they went. I'm talking like that little. Okay, because when I go to scrape this off my hand, I'm gonna have trouble getting it off. My leg is starting to fall asleep, just so everyone knows. Alright, so I'm gonna use, this is an old pencil eyebrow that I used to eyebrow pencil. This is an old eyebrow pencil that I used to use before I started using the gel, and I like to use the little brush on it. See, with this foundation, I don't even feel like I'm wearing foundation, to be quite honest. I feel like makeup takes a lot of concentration. My face is really dry today. Like, I have little skin flakes in places, but that's okay. That's normal. You know, people got dry skin. It's alright. Don't knock them for it. Alright. Making sure my camera's still recording, because, as I said earlier, I don't know when it shut off. Alright. I'm just going to use this little angled brush. There's not a brand name on it, so I have no clue where to tell you to get it. Ooh. It looks weird today. You know how sometimes when you do your makeup, you just have really good days, and then you have days where nothing wants to do right? That's how I feel about my eyebrows right now. Oh, they look so dark on camera. My phone's ringing. So let's finish doing these eyebrows that are not wanting to. The gel just looks very orangish today. I don't know if it's the lighting. Why do they look so orange? I'm so confused. This gel never looks this orange. Why is this happening? You know what? That's fine. I've already started. I'm gonna have to finish it. Also, these eyebrows do not match today. It's just one of those days. So for eyes, I am going to be using my Morphe 35T palette, and it's gorgeous. I feel like this palette is like perfect for all times of the year. Look how gorgeous. Yeah, okay. This is so helpful because now I can see when things are and aren't in the screen. But aren't those colors pretty? Lots of deep purples, browns. I wear a lot of browns. I used to do a black smoky eye a lot, but I stopped doing that and I started going for the natural look. So yeah, let's go for that. Actually, I think I'm gonna reach over here, and my grandmother got me, wait, did my grandma give me this? Someone got me this for Christmas, and there are these Lancome little miniature palettes. This is the Glow Look Warm palette for daytime. Wow, specific. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna use this color right here as like my base color because it looks very pigmented, but it doesn't go on that way. So we're just gonna dust that over my eye. Where'd my mirror go? So where was I at with the self-love talk? Oh, I want to talk about why I think it's important, I guess. I don't think I talked about why I think it's important. Okay, so why is self-love important? I feel like if you can't look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, and like look in your own eyes and say, I love you and mean it, there's a problem. Because I feel like self-love has a lot to do with our confidence and our motivation to get stuff done, especially motivation to get stuff done for ourselves. Because I know for me, my entire life, I've always been the person who cares about everyone else before I care about myself. Like, I was called mother hen in high school because I was always trying to take care of everyone, but I was never trying to take care of myself. And I feel like it's turned into a problem. And eventually I just got to the point where I was like, I'm so tired of feeling like I'm giving everything to everybody and not keeping anything for myself, like my energy, my time, everything. And because I started to feel like people were taking advantage of me. Some people were, some people weren't. But I'm gonna use this color for my crease. Okay. I don't think it has a name. It's just the Morphe 35T palette. But anyway, I just started feeling like I didn't have anything left to give. And eventually I got to the point where I was like, I need to focus on me, I need some me time. And eventually that's what I did. I started in 2017. I was like, this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna learn to love myself a little bit more, spend time on myself, learn how to do makeup better, because I do like makeup. Like, I'm not a beauty guru, but I'm a makeup enthusiast. And I was like, I wanna put more time into myself. I wanna put, not necessarily the way I look. Like, I don't hate the way I look. Like, yeah, I wanna lose weight. Oh, by the way, down to, I'm down how many pounds now? 25, I think. I think I'm down 25 pounds and I'm super proud of myself. But yeah, and I just was like, I wanna focus on me. Like, how can I learn to love someone else one day when I get married if I can't love myself? Like, I feel like that is a quote from RuPaul. But it's true. Like, you can't love anybody else until you learn to love yourself, and it's so important. Interesting. Okay. And I don't know. I just got to a point where I was fed up, and I was like, I'm gonna cut the people out that aren't here for me, and I'm gonna keep the people that are here for every part of me, like not just the happy-go-lucky part. I want people to be here through the dark and scary part. Like, you know what I mean? And the people I have in my life now are here for the dark and scary also. So, okay, I'm gonna find a darker brown, I think. Actually, this, I'm gonna use, where am I at? Okay, I'm gonna use this one. It's like a dark burgundy-ish brown. But yeah, and if you don't love yourself, that's exactly what will happen. You'll get run over, you'll be taken advantage of, and it just won't be good. And you'll never live your life for you. You'll always be living it for someone else. You'll never achieve any goals. I mean, I feel like it's hard, you know? Well, it's hard to reach goals if you don't love yourself, because then I feel like if you don't love yourself enough, you're not willing, you won't be willing to put in, you won't be motivated enough to put in the time or the effort that you need to be where you want to be. I feel like I'm not paying any attention to my makeup at this point. This is very minimal makeup though, so I always feel like my eyes never look the same. I don't know if I want to do any eyeliner. I just don't think I'm in it for today. So I'm just gonna do some mascara. But yeah, I don't know. Self-love is, it's probably one of the hardest but most important things that I think someone can learn to do in their life. Just because it doesn't come easy, and I feel like it's one of those things that's overlooked, or people think it's stupid, or you know, or they tell themselves they love themselves when they don't, and they're like, I don't need to, you know, soul search. And I'm like, if you feel that way, that's fine. It's not for everybody. I'm using the Maybelline Lash Sensational for the mascara, eyelashes. Thank you, Jesus. Has anyone ever noticed the faces that people make when they do their mascara? I'm trying really hard not to do mine, but usually mine's like... Okay, so I don't really contour my face. I put a little bit of contour on my face to kind of like, you know, give my face some color. But I don't do like, you know, where it like shapes me in any way. So I'm using the Tarte Don't Be Afraid to Dazzle palette. It's also the mirror I've been using this entire time, so I'm just gonna put a little on and then blend it out. Okay, that's all. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And then I'm gonna use the this powder. Oh my god, why can I not get this open? This powder blush from Milani. It looks like a little rose. Look at it. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if you can see that. But it's in the shade Tea Rose, and it's probably one of my favorite blushes that I've ever owned. I guess I'm just having one of those days where I feel like my makeup looks weird. You know what I mean? I know everybody has those days. everybody knows. Never mind, I tried to be relatable. Anyway, so now I'm gonna move on to highlighter, and I keep having to move my leg back and forth so it stays awake. I'm going to use the highlighter from my Tarte Don't Be Afraid to Dazzle palette. Just going to put a little bit on. I feel like under my eyes still looks really dark, but that's fine. Alright, now I just come to my favorite part. The lip color. I actually got a lip color in my Ipsy bag that I'm actually excited to try. It is the Kissable Liquid Lipstick. It's matte. What shade is it? Desire. Look at this. It looks like a really pretty, like, dark pink. Pinkish nude, you know what I mean? Ooh, it's pretty. Okay. Let's try this. I love a good matte lipstick. Oh, wow. Much more pink than I thought it was going to be. It literally doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything. I like lipsticks like that. I didn't realize it was going to be that pink. But I feel like it would look better if I had eyeliner on. But yeah, this stuff is not going anywhere. Wow. Well, that is all that I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this Get Ready With Me / self-love chat, and I hope you can look forward to all the self-love like content that I'm going to be making. I'm going to keep making, you know, all the other stuff that I make, like baking videos and just random fun videos and, you know, stuff like that. But I do kind of want to focus on self-love this year and helping other people start their journey in that. So don't forget to follow me on social media. Please subscribe if you haven't already. We are already so close to 400 subscribers, and I will see you next week. Okay,